What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a truly jaw-dropping story to share with you all. The Queen Bey herself, Beyonce, has finally revealed the real reason she left her iconic relationship with Jay-Z and ran off with none other than Drake. This is a story that has been shrouded in mystery and speculation for years, but Beyonce is now pulling back the curtain and sharing her truth. In a bombshell new interview, she's opening up about the heartbreak, the betrayal, and the unexpected love that led her to make one of the most controversial decisions of her life. If you're a fan of Beyonce, Jay-Z, or just juicy celebrity drama in general, you're not going to want to miss a single word of this. By the end of this video, your mind is going to be completely blown. So hit that subscribe button, grab some popcorn, and let's dive right in. Okay, so we all know the story of Beyonce and Jay-Z, the ultimate power couple of the music industry, who seem to have it all. They met way back in the early 2000s, fell head over heels in love, and went on to become one of the most iconic celebrity pairs of all time. Their relationship weathered countless storms, cheating scandals, family feuds, and more. But through it all, they always seemed to come out stronger than ever. To the rest of the world, Beyonce and Jay-Z were relationship goals, destined to be together forever. But as we now know, that wasn't the case. In a shocking turn of events a few years ago, Beyonce abruptly left Jay-Z and started dating none other than Drake. It was the ultimate betrayal, and the public was shook. How could Queen Bey just abandon her marriage to Jay-Z, the father of her children, for another man? For the longest time, the details around Beyonce's decision have been murky. She's remained tight-lipped, unwilling to fully explain her actions. But now, in a tell-all interview, Beyonce is finally ready to come clean. And what she has to say is going to change everything you thought you knew. It was the hardest decision of my life. Beyonce begins, her voice thick with emotion. Jay and I, we had something so special. We built an empire together. We have beautiful children. I never imagined I'd ever walk away from that. But in the end, I knew I had to be true to myself. Beyonce pauses, taking a deep breath before continuing. The truth is, I never stopped loving Jay. But about a year into our marriage, I started realizing that something wasn't right. There was this disconnect between us, this distance that I couldn't quite put my finger on. No matter how much we tried to work on things, it just kept getting worse. She shakes her head ruefully. Jay was always so focused on his work, on building our business. And I get it, I really do. We both had these big dreams and ambitions. But somewhere along the way, I think we lost sight of what was really important. The music, the money, it all just started to feel empty, you know? Beyonce's brow furrows as she reflects on those difficult times. I felt so alone, even when Jay was right there next to me. We weren't communicating the way we used to. We weren't being vulnerable with each other. It was like we were just going through the motions, two strangers living under the same roof. I tried so hard to save our marriage, she admits, a tear rolling down her cheek. We did counseling. We took trips to reconnect. We even talked about having another baby. But nothing seemed to work. I just couldn't shake this feeling that something was missing, that I wasn't truly happy. The iconic singer pauses, steeling herself before delivering the bombshell. And then I met Drake. Beyonce shakes her head, a rueful smile tugging at her lips. I know, it sounds crazy. Drake, of all people. But from the moment we met, there was just this connection. This understanding between us that I had never experienced with anyone else, not even Jay. Drake, he just got me, you know? He listened to me in a way that Jay hadn't in years. He made me feel seen, heard, and validated in a way that my own husband couldn't. Beyonce lets out a hollow laugh. It's embarrassing to admit, but I fell for him. Hard. At first, I tried to fight it. I told myself that I had to make things work with Jay, for the sake of our family, our legacy. But the more time I spent with Drake, the more I realized that I was just settling, that I deserved so much more than what my marriage had become. Beyonce's eyes shine with unshed tears as she continues. It got to the point where I was constantly comparing Jay and Drake, looking for any little reason to justify leaving. And the more I did that, the more I realized that Drake was the one who truly had my heart. So I made the decision. As painful as it was, I knew I had to be true to myself. I sat Jay down, and I told him the truth, that my heart belonged to someone else, that I couldn't keep living this lie, that I had to follow my heart, even if it meant breaking his. Beyonce lets out a heavy sigh. Jay was devastated, of course. He begged me to reconsider, to give our marriage one more chance. But I couldn't do it, you know? The love was gone, and no matter how hard we tried, I don't think we could ever get it back. So I left. I packed up my things, took the kids, and moved out. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, but I knew in my heart that it was the right decision. Because as much as I still loved Jay, I loved Drake more. And I couldn't keep denying that, no matter how much it hurt. Beyonce pauses, her gaze turning wistful. And you know, the crazy thing is, I haven't regretted it, not for a single day. Sure, the fallout was messy, the public scrutiny was brutal, but being with Drake, it just feels right. You know, like I'm finally living my truth. She smiles, real, genuine smile this time. Jay and I, we're still friends, believe it or not. We co-parent our kids, and we're both focused on healing and moving forward. But my heart belongs to Drake now, and I've never been happier. Beyonce leans in, her expression suddenly serious. Look, I know a lot of you are probably shocked by all of this. Heck, I'm still trying to wrap my own head around it sometimes. But I hope that by sharing my story, I can inspire others to have the courage to follow their hearts, even when it's the hardest thing to do. At the end of the day, we only get one life. And I refuse to live it trapped in a relationship that doesn't fulfill me, no matter how perfect it may seem on the outside. I want passion. I want adventure. I want to be with someone who makes me feel alive. And that's exactly what I found with Drake. Beyonce's eyes sparkle with a newfound joy and excitement. So to anyone out there who's feeling lost, who's struggling to find their true happiness, take it from me. Don't be afraid to take that leap, to walk away from what's comfortable and dive into the unknown. Because that's where the magic happens. She leans back, a mischievous grin spreading across her face. And hey, who knows? Maybe you'll even end up with your own Drake. A guy who sees you, who hears you, who loves you in a way no one else ever has. It's a hell of a ride, but trust me, it's worth it. Beyonce pauses, her expression suddenly turning contemplative. You know, I used to think that Jay and I were destined to be together forever, that no one could ever come between us. But life has a funny way of surprising you, doesn't it? She shakes her head, a wistful smile playing on her lips. I never imagined I'd be here, telling you all about how I left Jay-Z for Drake. But here we are, and I wouldn't change a thing. Beyonce leans forward, her gaze piercing and sincere. So thank you, all of you, for listening to my story, for supporting me, even when my choices may have seemed crazy or impulsive. Your love and acceptance means the world to me.